It's not just K through 12 education that demands the Trump administration's attention. Higher education has become a bastion of speech codes, conservative intimidation, and much worse. Take the University of Southern Maine. Please take them. They're now asking community members to sign a Black Lives Matter statement and anti-racism pledge. What's worse, the school will also publish the names of people who sign it, which in this political climate means that those who don't sign it will almost certainly face retaliation and maybe even have mobs showing up at their homes. Joining me now, John Eastman, Claremont Institute Senior Fellow and Constitutional Scholar. John, this is a public university. People pay taxes, and that's what funds this place. They're basically threatening the staff into signing a political document. I wonder, is that even legal?
No, it's not legal. It's not constitutional, and it's been that way for decades and decades. Supreme Court, long time ago, in a case dealing with Jehovah's Witnesses, saying the Pledge of Allegiance. It's a very famous line in Supreme Court jurisprudence. If there is any fixed star in our constitutional constellation, it is that no official, high or petty, can prescribe what shall be orthodox in politics, nationalism, religion, or other matters of opinion, or force citizens to confess by word or act their faith therein. I mean, this is a standard of First Amendment law. You can't compel people to take a particular position when you're a public university or the government more broadly.
So, John, somebody doesn't sign this. Do they sue the university? And how long does that take to wrap through the courts?
Well, that's going to take a long time, but I'd be concerned if they're fired, if their terms of employment are affected thereby. And look, I mean, we have to understand the propaganda nature of this. The same thing happened some years ago with the safe space movement, where faculty that were fully supportive of the homosexual rights agenda would put safe space stickers on their doors. The implication, of course, is if you didn't go along with that agenda and put that sticker up, you were an unsafe space. The same thing is being sought here. If you don't sign this anti-racist pledge, which is itself racist. I mean, it's you know, the author of the language of this thing has admitted he wants to reverse racism. If you don't sign it, then by definition you're the opposite of anti-racist, which must be racist. It's pure propaganda. It has no place in an institute, a governmental institution, a public university. But at some point we got to quit calling them higher education. That's becoming a contradiction in terms.
You know, the president appoints judges, and regardless of who the president is, do you think Americans are finally beginning to understand just how critical it is that we have a president that appoints judges who actually have read and believes in the Constitution?
Well, I think that's right. And we should be really clear here. People are not cheering because this president appointed conservatives or liberals to advance an unconstitutional conservative agenda instead of an unconstitutional liberal agenda. What they're cheering is that this president has appointed people who are faithful to the language of the Constitution as originally understood and know the limits of their authority from the bench.
John, thank you very much for joining us. John Eastman, great to have you here.
Thank you.